What is going on, everybody? What is going on? The Catch. Fam, I hope you guys are doing great tonight. Hope everybody has had a great start to the weekend. And I hope you guys are ready for our final 2025 fantasy football draft of the season. We are just days away from week one, the 2025 season kicking off. And therefore, we got one last draft, league number 4. We are hopping into it. So full PPR, 12 team. Let's do it, boys and girls. I'm going to go ahead and send out the final warnings on Discord and Sleeper. I know we're like a minute behind. I'll get these out. And we're starting right on time, whether you're here or not. Missing a couple green dots, so I'm a little worried.
Uh-oh.
But we'll survive. And yeah, whatever you guys need. I mean, we're basically in week 1. So any fantasy questions that you guys have, get in the live chat and let's talk some fantasy football. Start, sits, trades, waivers, roster reviews. Is that time of year, boys and girls? Any format, redraft, dynasty, or best ball? Let's do it. And Pete's in the house, drafting with us as well. What's up, man?
Not much, getting our little college football action this weekend, going, watching my terrible school play. And, this is draft number 1 of 4 I have this weekend. So I got another one tonight, and I got one Sunday, and I got one Monday. So, I mean, not the first draft, but a little bit of tune-up here. And I get my pick of both running backs I have shares in. And we are going to rock with Saquon. Why not?
Nice. Love to see it. I think it's hard to pass on Barkley right there. I think I'd still go Bijan though.
I mean,
You're splitting hairs.
I have both of them in our auction league, so I don't really care.
Yeah, I did love that move for you in the auction league. Barkley was your keeper, but still a pricey keeper, and then Bijan as your RB2. I mean, that duo right there.
And then I went Hurts right there. I'm just going to go with the 3-headed ball. We might just win with those 3 some weeks.
Yeah. Part of me is like, he maybe could have just gone in on like a third running back and just completely dominated with like a 3-headed monster. But I did like the Hurts pick too. And I felt like you were trying to go hard on Josh Allen in that draft too.
I went hard on Lamar, but I let him go, and I shouldn't have let Lamar go. I could have had Lamar, but I'm okay. I paid a little less for Hurts, which is not a big deal for me.
And Hurts has a great matchup against the Cowboys week 1.
A little bit now. The Cowboys, I kind of love the Cowboys now for fantasy on offense because their defense is going to be extra bad.
It is. Oh, man. All right. It looks like we might be missing one. J Fitness missing 2, but they'll be here, I'm sure. They missed the first 2 rounds. It won't kill you.
No.
So, all right. Week 1 is basically here, like I said. So, we have start sits out at running back and wide receiver. Quarterbacks and tight ends are going to drop tomorrow. We have must start defenses out. How did I just get Bijan at the 1-7? Dude.
Auto draft.
I guess that's true. I mean, JJ makes sense still, but I have no shares of Bijan. This is like an end of season gift to me, dude. Thank you guys. But yeah, probably because of the auto pick too. So we got lucky. But yeah, must start defenses are out. Start sits, quarterbacks or tight ends comes out tomorrow. Running backs, wide receivers are out already. Have 1 or 2 other videos out for you guys for week 1. And then I'm going to do a waiver video for Monday. Pete's kicker rankings are going to drop Tuesday. And I'll have players that are going nuclear week 1 out Wednesday. We'll have a video for you guys on Friday. I don't know for sure yet if I'm going to do a video Thursday, Friday, or just Friday. Just let Thursday be NFL kickoff day. nonetheless, Saturday of next weekend, I will be live as long as I can possibly stand to go live answering fantasy questions as well. So we will get you guys very prepared for week 1 of the season. I will have a video dropping next Sunday morning as well. So we're locked and loaded in full swing, full send for the fantasy season, getting you guys everything you could possibly need. So let's go. I'm excited. I'm a little tired. It's been a very long week, but we got like 16 and a half weeks to go of this. So, it's what we wait for every year, and it's going to be a great season, guys. So, like I said, any fantasy questions that you guys want to get going, throw them in the live chat. If you guys don't have questions, let us know some of your starting lineups. You guys might be a little bit worried about week 1, who you're not worried about. Anything that you guys are feeling for week 1 discussion, whether it's fantasy or just NFL, let us know. Let's have some fun. Let's talk some fantasy football as the first round wraps up here. All right. I don't even know. I really have no plan for this draft, but I was definitely not expecting Bijan in the look, so I'm still excited about that. So I have to thank Pete for going Barkley there, and
You're welcome.
I guess adopted RDN for not being present. And I think the Nico pick is pretty. If you want to start wide receiver, then honestly, JJ or Nico is completely fine. But let's go. All right, J Dubs, Emil, Cinnabon, good to see you guys. What's going on, everybody? J Fitness in the house. How about those cowgirls? Yeah, like Pete said, I mean, all we can do is be thankful that this is going to be good for fantasy. You know, it's going to help Dak. It's going to help CD, Pickens, Ferguson, and maybe a running back on that team. Probably not. That probably won't matter. But I mean, I don't really have any comment on the Cowboys right now. I just don't. You know, it's like it's just classic.
It's Jerry being Jerry.
Yeah. I mean, I think like in essence, 2 first rounders, and I think Gary Clark is a very good defensive tackle. Like, I don't know that they were going to get more than that out of the trade, but I think what made it so much worse was the Jerry Jones presser afterwards, where he's just like doubling down on his action.
He got like, he just like got into a dick swinging contest. It sounds like it's just. I feel bad for Cowboy fans. I feel bad that AJ Brown falls all the way to me here at the 2-9, and I really can't take him because I have Saquon, and that goes against my philosophy of double stack in there. So I do not have any shares of this guy yet. You know what? I'm blinking. We're going to run the Eagle stack. We're running the Eagle stack.
There you go.
But if the Eagles are bad, I'm going to be ecstatic. But if the Eagles are good, I will also be ecstatic because my fantasy team's going to be good.
You know, it was tough for me to pass on AJ Brown. I'm kind of going for players I want tonight. You know, and Jacobs over Brown is very close. Chase Brown, I guess I have to specify. And generally, I would take AJ Brown there at the 2-6, but I want to go with Bijan and Chase Brown. And look, you know, you kind of gave me a gift of Bijan in the first. I kind of gave you the gift of AJ Brown. But yeah, it's tough to not go AJ Brown there. Like, I don't know that there's anybody I would, unless you just want to go double RB, like double hero RB and build into that.
Yeah, and I don't like if Jacobs was there, like I'm okay with like going Jacobs at the 9, or like even if Chase Brown, like if you go AJ Brown and Chase Brown, you know, they go Jacobs and then Chase Brown's there, I would go Chase Brown as well. Speaking of running backs, like CMC has solidified himself, it feels like, as like RB4, first round running back every time now, where he was, you know, maybe start of the second. We saw people were kind of apprehensive. Feels like everyone's all in on the CMC hype again.
Yeah, I think the upside is, I think people are just worried to pass on it. And most of my drafts with the community or home league drafts, like, yeah, he's been an early first rounder. And by early, I mean top 10, you know. But also we had like, you know, the Stafford thing with Puka. Neighbors has like 3 injuries. There's still some question mark. Like,
Yeah, the Genty hype's
yeah,
kind of cool a little bit.
yeah.
And I
HA
guess
got
you're
hurt.
yeah, HA did get hurt, but he's going to be good for week one. There's another sleeper that maybe you got to focus on there. I do like that. Everyone's just CMC if he's healthy and he plays, he's like the best fantasy player we've seen ever.
Sure.
Like Sean Alexander numbers. So it is too juicy. I have 0 shares of this guy, so I'm going right here. We're going with a little Trey McBride.
Nice. I like it. I don't know who I'm taking with this next pick. I might switch it up here.
Josh Allen, quarterback. I'm gonna will a quarterback for you. High quarterback pick.
I don't know. There's a couple players I really like here, so I really don't know what I'm going to do. But I do like, like a strong run at the running back position to start the 3rd round. Hampton and Travion Henderson before Hampton, and this is the highest I've seen Breece Hall actually drafted on draft day. He just has fallen back in so many drafts I've seen as of late. Part of me does want to go quarterback here, but I'm not going to do it. I just feel like I'm going to regret doing it if I do so. Because in the catch league 1, I did I switched it up. So I've done my part for the year. One league where
it's fun to root for good quarterbacks in fantasy. Yeah, it's really nice when you're watching it. It's like, oh, this guy's really good. He might just score 35 points for me today.
But I will, however, take a running back connected to one of those top tier quarterbacks and take James Cook here. I'm going to go aggro RB, see what happens. But yeah, this has been a fun draft so far. I'm a big fan of my auction league team. I mean, I don't dislike my team, but I do it every year at the auction league. I forget that it's a 10-team league. So I'm like, oh yeah, like I'm getting like these values and like this is solid. Like for a 12-team league, my team is very good. But then I'm like, oh wait, this is a 10-teamer. And like who was it? I think a Prodigy that I play week 1. He like went super aggressive early. Yeah, like
he was done. He was like done right away.
Yeah. He's got Lamar, CMC, Kamara, Jamar Chase, Neighbors, Kittle. And like he did go Rashee Rice relatively early too, who's obviously not going to play. So Shaheed and Flowers in the flex. Like his bench is not great. His flex is fine, but like obviously the core players, running back, wide receiver, tight end, QB is stacked. I think he's projected to score the most, which really means nothing, but yeah, he's projected the most points in week 1 by a stretch. You're actually projected the second most, but
yeah, I actually love that team because the wide receiver, I went super aggro on running back and quarterback early, and I'm actually very happy with the wide receivers that kind of fell to me, like DK, Scary Terry, like feels nice. I forget who my bench is on there. I have my flexes
Worthy and Ridley.
Yeah, like Worthy. Love Worthy early, especially with the Rice suspension solidified now for the first 6 weeks.
You got to root for Colston Loveland in that league. Yeah.
It's fun. Good. You know what? You bullied me out of Ingram, I think, or J-Dubs was trying to bully me out of Ingram and Jordan Mason over there. I made him. I was happy that he did that because I made him just finish with $20 left over. He filled his roster a little too fast.
Dang, I am looking at Cinnabon's team, and it is a very good squad.
That's a good league. There's really good keepers in that. The keeper aspect makes it really fun.
Yeah, it does. It's always a good league, and I feel bad I can't stream that one, but it takes like 3 hours.
It does take. It moved actually pretty fast this year. It felt like
I did feel like it moved a little bit quicker this year. But
I streamed during that one. The chat loved it. They were like, "What is going on?" They couldn't figure out the auction for the first 5 picks or so.
Yeah, it. I used to stream it, but I just don't anymore. But it's always a good league, and I'm excited for that one. And I hope my team is okay. I think I did pretty bad last year. All right, Zenix saying what's up to Pete.
Zens, what's up? Go.
Zens. Yeah, I'm just no matter what happens this draft, I'm happy. I like my auction league team, even though my connection went out a few bids. Yeah, I had a draft from my phone for like almost all of it. And it was a difficult process. I will say that. CMC's around RB4 with no injury news currently. Yeah, it makes sense. I still like. I'm okay taking the discount on Derrick Henry, but you want to go C-Mac, I'm good with it. I think C-Mac ahead of Genty makes sense for me. All right. BJC wants to know what we think of his last two picks at the 1-1. I love Kyron. Kyron in the second round, even it doesn't bother me at all. I actually probably have Kyron a slight hair above JT, but I'm good with him. I think he's a great value. Getting Chase and being able to get Kyron as your RB1 is fine. The debate here will be Brees Hall over Hampton, Cook, and Henderson, but I really think these third round running backs, Kamara at the end of the third, we just saw, is really wide open. And I'm okay with Brees Hall. I think that the quote unquote upside lies with Hampton, and at this point, I guess Henderson as well, starting to really move in that direction. So we'll see what happens. But I think the bigger issue with Brees Hall is people are really feeding. Well, as the Jets, I don't like them week one for what it's worth. That Steelers Jets matchup week one feels like the worst situation for fantasy possible. I just don't feel great there. But Braylon Allen, is this really going to be like a Gibbs Monty type situation? And there's a lot of rumblings of that, and I don't know. I still like Brees Hall for what it's worth, but in most drafts he's started to fall back a bit. But I still think he's perfectly fine as your RB2. You got Bunny Hop in the house. Go Pack, go. Good to see you, bro. We've missed you around here. All right, so I am going to switch it up here. This was my plan the whole time. I'm going to go Jalen Hurts. Now, I might regret this just because I feel like quarterback's going to end up falling to later rounds, but I am going to go Jalen Hurts with triple RB, and we will see what happens. Good to see you, Bunny Hop. What's up, bro? Your boy, 12-man full PPR, one flex rank. Any moves? Dak, Hampton, Kyron, Lamb, BTJ, Ingram, Worthy is about as good of a lineup as you can get, I think. Harvey Spears, Woody Marks, Rice, Ayuk, Reed, Higgins. No. I don't think you really need to make any moves. I mean, obviously, like your bench running backs have quite a bit of question marks here. But I don't see any issue with this starting roster. I mean, BTJ and Lamb is and I think Worthy's going to have a big week one. So,
well, maybe that's a weird. I don't know what the field's going to be like in Brazil. Again, it was terrible last year. Remember that could slow down our parade.
That's a good point. I haven't even thought about that. I've been doing all the start sit videos. I forgot that even in Brazil.
Yeah, if this was a normal game in LA, in that fast track indoors, oh yeah, I'd love it. The Chargers defense not going to be as good this year, it feels like. But who knows? Maybe they fixed the field. I heard they spent a lot of money after the game last year to make sure the field's more apt for football. You can't play football on these soccer fields. It's just too many big, fast guys. The grass gives way.
Yeah, it was rough last year. But the volume with no Rashee Rice and a banged-up Hollywood Brown should be good. But it's, Chargers defense is not bad. But yeah, I would say, I don't really know what moves you could make unless you wanted to move off of Rashee Rice and somebody was willing to bite, and you could pair him with Harvey and upgrade running back. I think somebody would be willing to do that if they were high on Harvey, but I think you just kind of hold here. Jaden Reed's banged up. Ayuk, obviously, probably on IR for you. I think Harvey, Spears, and Marks are all worth holding for sure. But the starting lineup looks really, really good for a 12-man league. Yeah, go triple RB, overdraft wide receiver in auction. Hey, my wide receivers in the auction league are stacked. So that's all that matters. And I mean, I try out different strats across the board. Swift and Aaron Jones are going to lead me to chip in that league. So, but Dobbins, Charbonnet, Braylon Allen on the bench, and my wide receiver depth is great. But yeah, okay, hold on for the auction league members. Okay, $11 for George Pickens. Like you guys are acting like that was a bad price. Like,
It's a bad price.
dude, hold on. There's no way. I mean, I should have started the bid lower, but I just thought like 11. Like I thought he'd go for like. I mean, Travis Hunter went for more than him. DJ
Nobody
Moore.
Nobody likes the Cowboys. That's why.
They don't have any option but to throw the football this year. So nobody bids on George Pickens, and I'm like, I was just like, everyone's sitting there seeing that I have CeeDee Lamb, and they're like, haha. Like, there's always something in the auction league where you guys come together and you're like, let's just make sure John gets like screwed over here, So I hope you guys regret that decision aggressively.
I regret absolutely nothing on my auction league team. We're running the football. We're going to establish the run. We got great, tough physical locker room culture.
George Pickens is going to be wide receiver 1 this year. Okay.
Until he gets suspended for 2 weeks after he fights a fan.
Never.
I'm waiting for a George Pickens moment. It's going to be one of my favorite moments of the season.
I'm looking at the board. Okay. Like, okay, Matthew Golden went for more than Pickens. Okay. Judy went
Jordan
for $1 less.
I heard Jordan Love is like a Hall of Fame quarterback, so that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
he changed his number too, so he's going to be good. He's no longer 22. Really? Yeah, he went to 0. Micah took number 1.
Oh, that. I thought you meant Jordan Love. I was like, Jordan Love?
No, Jordan, Matthew Golden changed his number. He was wearing 22, way too sloppy for a number 1 wide receiver.
Yeah. I'm on to you guys for that, All right, let's see. Cinnabon, unfortunately, only have 1 draft left this year. My home league auction. Nice. Let us know how it goes. Dragonheart, I'm pick 1-7 tonight. I was watching the auto picks, but we got adopted back in here. Honestly, for an aggro wide receiver start, he gets pretty good value there. JJ, Ladd, JSN, Devontae Adams still comes in, gets Pollard here as his RB1. He can survive here. If you, of course, we'll look at any teams, whatever you guys need. All right, so we got Hurts, Gibbs, Chase Brown, Tracy, Bill, Braylon Allen, pretty solid at running back. Obviously, QB is fine. BTJ, Marv, Emeka Egbuka, Matthew Golden, Josh Downs, Keon Coleman. So I still think the wide receivers are good. A lot of potential upside with Golden, Egbuka, and even MH, and obviously BTJ. Hawk at tight end is in a good. I really think Hawkinson. Like, I know it was a little bit lower than consensus maybe on him throughout the stretch of draft season, but he has become a player for me with Jordan Addison suspended. JJ, I think will be fine, but
Adam Thielen is about to be fantasy god week 1.
I mean, I think Thielen will be okay here, but I think
3 touchdowns week 1 for Thielen, 3 of them.
I mean, I think that Thielen will be okay, but
he's good for 3 weeks. He's good for 3 weeks without Jordan Addison. I mean, him and McCarthy actually have a repertoire. Like, they worked out in the offseason the last 2 years. So, like, he's thrown to Thielen a lot. And Thielen obviously knows the playbook because he was here 2 years ago when KOC first came in. So he's going to be his safety valve. He hasn't really thrown to the tight ends much, which has me a little worried about Hawk. And we like to run the double tight end sets now with Oliver. So we'll be interested. It's going to be sloppy. So don't expect much from the Vikings fantasy-wise the first couple weeks.
Well, I will say that I thought it was a good trade for the Vikings, but also now with Jalen Coker headed to IR to miss 4 to 6 weeks, the Vikings won that trade. I mean, like, I think And now they're looking to Hunter Renfro, right? But
Legend.
I think that Hawkinson should be in theory in line for a couple good weeks here for sure. But yeah, this week one matchup between the Bears and Vikings feels a little sketchy for fantasy at the same time. So we'll see.
Hope you don't need a big week to win with those two teams against each other.
But I will say this lineup looks pretty solid. Gibbs, Hurts, Gibbs, Chase Brown, BTJ, Marv, Igbuka in the flex. That second flex, Matthew Golden, maybe a Tyrone Tracy or JCM. Hawkinson starting. It's a good bench overall, or good team overall. I don't really have any qualms with it. And I think when you look at, based on draft season, should feel pretty good here based on ADP and everything. So yeah, I would feel pretty solid. Maybe it depends if this is like a 10 or 12 team. If it's a 12 team, it's 10 man right here. Be better if it was a 12 team, but for 10 man, it's still pretty solid. All right, let's see. I was actually debating Pickens or Tet in my draft. Yeah, because Pickens is the GOAT. All right, I'm already kind of worried about this strategy that I've thrown together here. We're going all in either way. Yeah, I do not want to draft Jalen Waddle. Like I just
Ridley would have been really nice if he fell right there.
Yeah, Ridley would have made me feel a lot better about this team. I cannot draft Jalen Waddle. Like I cannot physically bring myself to draft Jalen Waddle. So there's a few different decisions here to make. And I'm starting to worry about this team a little bit, but not really. I got all the upside in the world at running back.
True.
I guess this is a reach. I don't know what to do right now.
Hawkinson, come on, easy.
I'm considering going with one more running back and just flexing a running back in this league. I mean, flexing two running backs. But I think the smarter thing to do is to draft a receiver. And this might be a reach, but I think I need the upside. So I'm going to go Matthew Golden here. I was very close to taking another running back there, though. Yeah, DeAndre Swift goes. I was about to just full send the bully RB method, flex Cook and Swift, but
you come to me with a trade for you need a running back. I don't need a receiver.
Yeah, that would have been. It could have got sketched. I mean, like, all I would need to do is have Devonta Smith stay healthy and then figure out a wide receiver 2 on a weekly basis, and then have the running back stay. I mean, it's just not what I usually try and do. It could pay off. Ask Pete who he's taking number 2 with his pick later tonight.
I told him JJ McCarthy, number 2 overall.
Naturally, right? Kevin, let's see here. Thoughts on this team? We got Barkley, Jacobs, Hill, Metcalf, Wilson, Jones, Debo, Mason, and Njoku. 2 flex, 1 QB. Where's your QB? Barkley, Jacobs, great. I like. Wait, 2 flex. Okay. So starting the Hill, Metcalf, Wilson, Aaron Jones in the flex. Debo and Jordan Mason on the bench. And Njoku is your starting tight end. So I think that's a solid lineup. I mean, I think Aaron Jones is going to be perfectly fine to start the season. And even if he's not, you got.
I like the Vikings running back stack because I think I think it's going to be Jordan Mason going to be David Montgomery. He's going to get the touch. He's just going to get a lot of touchdowns. So if you're going to go Vikings running backs, either go Mason or go the stack, personally.
And Njoku's got a good matchup week 1. He's got rapport with Flacco. I mean, maybe you're missing a bit of a ceiling when you look at the wide receivers starting here. Like Debo's going to be flexible. This team's fine. Barkley and Jacobs, very, very nice.
I can't imagine a locker room where you have Tyreek Hill, DK Metcalf, and Garrett Wilson together. Things might go south real quick in a real life. It was a real locker room.
Yeah, Garrett Wilson just ended up being very quiet there, I think.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
DK and Tyreek are fist fighting each other.
But yeah, I don't know who the quarterback is, but that's fine.
It's quarterback. It's quarterback.
That's fine. All right, Millie Mills, what's up, man? Penix, Henry, Chase Brown, Kenneth Walker, Etienne Eckler, CeeDee Lamb, Higgins, Igbuka, Sutton, Pickens, Pitts, 10 team.
I
Shallow
can't. No,
pitch.
no, Kyle Pitts. No. This is the right approach. Like he went zero quarter. Like Penix is a zero quarterback decision, and he got a ton of value everywhere else, which I really really like. He got a ton of value at running back, a ton of value at receiver everywhere. This is a super deep team, and this is what a zero quarter. This is what a zero quarterback team should look like.
Yeah, and a 10 teamer, I would be a little worried about Penix and Pitts, but I'll talk about in tomorrow's video. I think they're both very streamable week one. They have a great week one matchup against the Bucks. So for what that's worth, I mean, it's out there, right? But 10 teamer, you're gonna have some pretty steep competition against opposing quarterbacks and tight ends. Now, I'm not completely out on Pitts on the season, but I have my concerns, to say the least.
It's Kyle Pitts. We can't
Yeah.
never. We just can't. We've had too many years, too many videos. Like we can't do it. We just it broke. It's broken me as a human being. Even though I never rode the Kyle Pitts train, it's broken me as a human. The Kyle Pitts. This is Kyle Pitts' year.
I've never really been on the Pitts train either. This is the year I like Pitts the most because he has the lowest actual value. And maybe him and Penix do have a good connection, but that'd be my only knock. The wide receivers and running backs are loaded. Maybe not crazy about ETN, but he's fine in this running back room. Wide receivers are great. You'll have a shot just based off of the running back and wide receiver upside on a weekly basis. No, I could not draft Waddle. I just couldn't do it. It was either Judy or Golden. Roma Dunze, maybe. I'll take the potential in Golden. I feel like I need that upside. And then, yeah, the only other decision kind of looming was I was kind of close to going Swift there. I still think Swift's going to be super good this year. But honestly, Adopted's half auto team is looking pretty solid if Pollard and Swift hit. He's got his wide receiver 1-2 and those flexes locked in too. All right, so Kevin's was a 12 team. Yeah, this is good for a 12 team. Dak's the quarterback. Yeah. I would feel pretty good about this squad. All right, I know this is going to hurt in the short term, but I feel like I'm just going to take Jordan Addison for the long term.
Good. I thought about Addison for a second there.
I'm glad you didn't. Tracy is a good pick for you. Just keep taking running backs and not receivers.
Well, you don't need any running backs, so that's true.
Yeah. But the funny thing is there has been good running back value in this draft, and so far there's still good quarterback value in this draft, and no QB gone since Burrow in the 5th, which that's the only thing that was holding me back from going Hurts that early, outside the fact that I probably need a receiver there. I just knew it was going to be a draft where there's going to be good late round quarterbacks. Like in the Catch League 1, where I took Josh Allen early, which traditionally I don't go QB early. Like Baker didn't go to the 9th, or Bo Nix win the 9th. It was just a super late round, other than the first 5 QBs. But I'll survive. I'm happy with Hurts, and Hurts has a smash matchup week 1. All right. Bijan and Saquon are on. See, Pete can't be giving away what he's going to do tonight. It's got to be a secret.
Yeah, for real. I have stocks in everybody. My buddy who's picking 1 is probably not going to pick Jamar Chase. He's probably going to take Barkley. So I'm probably going to get Jamar Chase at 2.
Oh, well, if that is the case.
Yes, if Jamar Chase is on the board, I will be drafted. I actually laughed. My mother got number 1 in our home league. And she even knew. She's like, I'm taking Jamar Chase, number 1. She's like, I'm just taking Chase. I was like, I'm proud of you. She's like, I watch your stuff. I'm taking Jamar Chase 1.
Very nice. Yeah, if you get Chase, you should be ecstatic. I see at the bottom, or Eight Crazy Nights. I send a new Discord link in the bottom of the chat for you. If the one you need is not learn or not you, sorry, can't talk, not working. My concerns are with Metcalf and Hill. Yeah, I mean, they're gonna have some lower ceiling games for sure. But like week one, I don't feel great about Metcalf. I don't really fear the Jets defense, but like quarterbacks don't throw Sauce Gardner's way a ton. He didn't have a great year last year, but he didn't have a bad year. They didn't give up a lot of fantasy points to wide receivers last year, no matter how you want to look at it. And it's still a run first offense under Arthur Smith. Then with Hill, like he does have a good matchup. The Dolphins have a good matchup in week one overall against the Colts. So, but then like what exactly are we going to get out of the Dolphins offense this year? I don't think anybody really knows. So these guys will, I think, be at times frustrating this year, but they're still going to see volume as long as they're healthy to be wide receiver ones. Full PPR, you'll probably feel a lot better. They are interesting names. But yeah, I think we went over that team. That's kind of the knock is like maybe it's missing a bit of upside with the wide receiver room. But all these guys, Hill, Metcalf, Garrett Wilson, they will see the volume that they need, So Barkley and Jacobs going to do some heavy lifting, but for a 12-man team to still get Barkley, Jacobs, Hill, Metcalf, Garrett Wilson is pretty good for your first 5 picks. Millie Mills is a Falcons fan. I was going to say, I mean,
Yeah, definitely.
If they flop, I'll drop him for Jordan Love and Fergie. Yeah. I mean, if you're in a 10-man league, generally speaking, there should be some options at quarterback and tight end. So, I mean, hey, it's always fun to, well, maybe not for everyone, but for some people, it's fun to have your, home team players on your fantasy team. So root for them.
Me.
Yeah.
I'm the opposite of this.
Yeah. There's been fun times. I mean, get JJ at least.
I don't trust it. He'll get hurt or something.
only if you draft him. Yeah.
I mean, yes, that's why I don't draft him. I mean, I've had, good fantasy, but like Adrian Peterson growing up, basically, I was like, can't do it.
Yeah. Are you drafting Brady or Tucker? I guess Tucker. Can't commit to Tom Brady. Too much of a Peyton Manning fan. Start JMO or Igbuka in week one. I will say I am pretty much all in on the Emeka Igbuka hype for week one. It's just such a good matchup. I'm just expecting points. The Falcons allowed the most fantasy points to opposing wide receivers last year. They got to account for Mike Evans in the red zone. They got to try and stop the run. I don't know. I don't want to get too crazy here because I mean, JMO is going to be a really solid start all year long, and I'm not really like looking at this matchup against the Packers. I mean, the Packers were good against cornerbacks last year. They allowed the 5th fewest points to the position, but I can't name a single corner on the Packers. Decent safeties, but I think JMO is the floor play for sure and will be very solid. But I'm going to have a tough time benching Emeka Igbuka this week if I own him. If he wasn't coming out in such a good matchup in week one, maybe I probably would just go with the floor of JMO. But I don't think you can really go wrong here. The upside definitely lies with the Emeka Igbuka, though. All right, let's see. It's a scary draft.
It's only scary if you let it be scary.
I know.
It's not scary. You didn't take Terry. You're not scary. J-Dub's scary. He's got Terry.
I think Matthew Golden's going to be great this year, actually. I'm officially all in on Matthew Golden.
Why
Man,
don't you just buy a Packers jersey at this point?
I know. Charbonnet is like the one guy who every draft I've seen him go a little bit higher. Like I always plan to take Charbonnet kind of late, and it never happens. I really think Charbonnet could be a league winner if Kenneth Walker is hurt. I really think the
And then,
Seahawks are going to run the football that much this year.
yeah, and at worst, they're like a two-headed monster. They could be,
Yeah.
Gibbs Monty, discount version
Yeah.
over there.
Oh man. It's just like I know what I should do, but in this draft I keep trying to outsmart myself, I feel like. All right. I don't know, man. There's a lot of really good players available. Just not at wide receiver, of course, I don't want to pick a player on the pup. Like so Chris Godwin's officially off the pup. But I already have Jordan Addison. I can't just have I'm not in a position where I can have these injured guys filling up my bench. I'm just going to reach for Keenan Allen. Screw it. There goes Bo Nix. Finally, another quarterback on. All right, let's see. How about my 16-team full PPR squad? Penix, Gibbs, Kenneth, Evans, Sutton, Emeka Egbuka, Jalen Warren, Sharps, Pittman, Jaden Higgins. Who's Jay Higgy? Gotta be Jaden Higgins.
Yeah.
Ferguson. Which squad was better? I mean, I think in essence, your 10-teamer was better. Kind of hard to argue a 10-team versus a 16-teamer. But for a 16-team league, it's not bad. And a Penix Ferguson is better in a 16-teamer than a 10-teamer. But Gibbs, Kenneth, not bad. Evans, Sutton, and Buka. I mean, that's a pretty solid wide receiver core for a 16-team league. Jalen Warren, Charles Pittman, Higgins is not a bad bench I've played in 16-teamers before. It's not a bad team overall. So, yeah, I would feel pretty good. But I think in essence, like the 10-teamer has to be better. Has to be better. Okay, J.K. Dobbins goes there at the 8-8. He's the other player who's kind of torn on. I really, really like J.K. Dobbins as a late-round running back. I just, once again, don't need a running back on this team. But Dobbins and Charbonnet are the two guys who I really think could be league winners. Dobbins, I think, is going to see a lot more volume than some people are expecting for the Broncos.
Well, we never know what we're going to get or see out of a Sean Payton backfield at any point in time.
This is fair. It's fair. And Dobbins, I mean, still got to stay healthy, but I'm still a fan. All right, guys, let us know your teams. Let us know how your drafts have been going. Any week one lineup questions that you guys have, trade questions, roster reviews, waivers, whatever it is, start sits. Let us know. How did the Jalen Coker news hurt you? Did it hurt? That's what we really need to know.
Emotionally, it hurt me.
Yeah. I really feel like at this point, nobody should be practicing in any capacity. Just it's really like the most annoying fantasy update you could possibly get.
This has been like the worst week for news. I pre-recorded all my season predictions and previews on last weekend and been rolling them out. Everything happened this week. I was like, why? I have to completely re-record the AFC North. The NFC South's going out tomorrow. It's like, well, the Panthers aren't quite as good anymore because they don't have any receivers.
Yeah. It was definitely a tough week if you pre-recorded. And the wide receiver video went out Friday, so I'd obviously, but luckily I called Jalen Coker a sit even before the injury, so kind of lucked out there. But I did talk about that he could be a flex option. So I mean, These things happen. What are you going to do? Risk with RJ Harvey or Pearsall in week 1. I do think that there is risk with RJ Harvey because I do think that there is a chance, right, that we see a little bit more of J.K. Dobbins, and some people are anticipating in week 1. And overall, I think he could start the season as the RB1, but it's also tough to say. Like last year, they kind of flopped around running backs, although the running back room was a lot weaker on paper last year. So I don't know. This Broncos Titans matchup, I'm kind of torn on because I am a fan of the Broncos in week 1. I do think that they're going to come out and have a good offensive showing at home in week 1. So it's tough for me, but it's also not a great matchup on paper. I know the Titans are like not a scary defense or anything necessarily, but they didn't really allow a ton of fantasy points last year. They allowed the second fewest fantasy points to wide receivers, believe it or not. And they weren't good against the run, allowing the 21st most fantasy points to the position. But it's just one of those things where it could be a little bit more shaky than some people are thinking. 11th fewest fantasy points to quarterbacks as well.
That was a little like Will Levis's fault, though, right? Because he would throw a pick six, or like it would be like the team would only have to go 10 yards to score a touchdown. So it's like I can't get any receiving yards here. We just ran it in.
It's also tough.
I think like Cam Ward's probably going to struggle, so you're probably going to see some like short fields for the Broncos offense, good positionings, maybe a turnover because their defense is so good. So the running back, like there is some high potential, like for Denver to have some nice touchdown shares for everybody. Everybody gets involved. Everybody has fun.
It's also always tough to look at. Like we have nothing else to really look at other than last year's numbers for week 1. So it's tough. But yeah, so much changes in the offseason. And I'm a lot more worried about the Titans. Like I'll start Tony Pollard because the volume's there. But like, I'm not starting anybody else in this Titans offense in week 1. I don't want to start Calvin Ridley against Pat Surtain. So I don't feel great about them. I think the Broncos defense going to have a great day as well. So I do agree there. But yeah, I've kind of gone back and forth in this matchup for the Broncos. Like I do see a world where maybe the ceiling's not crazy high because the defense plays so well. But I still think Harvey is definitely startable. But for some of those reasons, there could be some risk. Pearsall is another guy who I'm kind of going back and forth with. Like initially, I was in the boat of like, he is a must start player this week. And I do think he's going to be a very solid start. But then the issue becomes that the Seahawks are not bad against opposing wide receivers. And, they do have a decent cornerback room, right? And the issue is that there's nobody else at the wide receiver position that they need to cover. Like, I understand that Kittle is going to be involved and C-Mac's going to have a good day, I would assume. But once again, like, they do not need to worry about a single other wide receiver. Like, we're looking at like Sky Moore as the wide receiver 2 potentially. Like Jennings, the latest report is that he is going to truly get traded, and even if he is there, he's banged up. So I don't know what in the world is going on with Jawan Jennings. So you got like Russell Gage, but he's also questionable. So like I don't know what this wide receiver room is going to be, and that could be really good for Pearsall due to volume. It could also be bad if the opposing defense just says, let's X them out of the game completely. So, I did not mean to take Nick Chubb. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I mean, Nick Chubb is going to be the starting running back for the Houston Texans.
That was an accident, but we'll leave it. Let's go. Nick Chubb season. We'll leave it. I don't care. I did not mean to pick Nick Chubb, but it's okay. I was going to take a different running back, so it's not that much of a difference. What a draft tonight. But yeah, I still like Pearsall. I think he's going to see an immense amount of volume, but I do worry like maybe the ceiling's not crazy high. It could depend on like what other options you potentially have, I guess. And I think that's where I would leave it. But I think he's going to have a good, like his floor is very safe. I just worry maybe the ceiling gets impacted here. Should I drop Miles Sanders or Amari Cooper in 12-man dynasty? It's really going to depend on the makeup of the roster. I mean, both these players are kind of at the end tail of their career. I would say probably Sanders, but I mean, do you need running back or wide receiver depth more is probably what it comes down to. Where did JCM go in this draft? Right there at the 8.10. Or Cade Stover. I would say if you're competing right now, I don't really think that like, and I was a Cade Stover like believer, like taxi squad guy. Like apparently he's had some good moments in training camp, and like he was a good prospect. He also had a collarbone injury. I just don't think he's going to shake Dalton Schultz in this depth chart unless Schultz gets hurt. So once again, it's hard to say without seeing the full roster, you know. But I probably just drop Cade Stover. If you're competing, like I mean, all these pieces are kind of like they're not super valuable unless you're contending. If Pearsall, so Pearsall at Seattle or Dunze versus Minnesota, I probably lean Pearsall. I think the volume will be better, but a Dunze, I don't know. I do want to ask Pete about the Vikings defense because the Vikings gave up the second most fantasy points to wide receivers last year, but I still like I put the Vikings in the must start defense video. Like I think that this system it is one of these systems that is good for fantasy. Like, and I said in the video, like they averaged like 8.9 fantasy points per game last year, and they were the defense 2 last year. Like, I think that they're a good floor defense, and they lost some pieces in the offseason, and like the secondary is not great, but the front 7 and the scheme forces turnovers and gets sacks. So I don't know if that was a crazy evaluation by me, but
no, like the secondary is not good by any stretch. The front 7's better, like their D line's better. They're going to be able to rush passer. Ben Johnson has only done good against Flores when he has his running backs. He cannot get a passing game going against Flores. And Caleb is super slow to process, as we know these days. So I think it's going to be a night of hell for the Bears offense. This is going to be a rock fight between these two teams.
Yeah, I do kind of worry that like that game's going to turn a bit ugly as well. I think a Dunze could be a pretty solid play because most of that defensive pressure will go to DJ Moore. Like I could see a Dunze scoring and like having a good day, you know. But once again, I do think it'll be a bit of a lower scoring game than some people are anticipating. We'll find out. But yeah, between the two, I'd probably just go Pearsall and take the floor. Yeah, so I meant to draft Austin Eckler. I don't know what happened when I hit Nick Chubb by accident, but I guess Nick Chubb is okay here. The other debate was I was hoping that Christian Kirk would fall, and he's long gone. So kind of a risk here. But let's go. It's Nick Chubb season. Watch out, guys. Okay, this team is getting loaded quicker. I guess I'll go Rashid Shaheed here. What's up, Andrea? Good to see you. No, Damian Pierce is awful. Nick Chubb is the GOAT.
The GOAT.
I have JSN, Nico, Travis Hunter, Matthew Golden, and Ikbuka. Rookie hype. Running back Sargenti, rookie hype over here. Cook, Pollard, Javonte Williams, and Scattaboo. Should I drop someone for a Dunze? I mean, why is a Dunze available? I'd drop Scattaboo for a Dunze right away. Or Javonte, I guess, if you like Scattaboo over Javonte. But personally, I think the volume will still be there for Javonte, where Scattaboo has to compete with Tracy. So, yeah, I would drop. I mean, Genty, Cook, Pollard's good enough depth that Javonte can be your RB4. Or once again, if you're really, really, really in on Scattaboo, which I know some people are, then just drop Javonte, I guess. But Yeah, Dunze should be rostered, really, regardless of format. You do have good wide receivers, but he should be rostered. Adopted as drafting, really good. Dude, honestly, for you being on auto pick for the first 4 rounds, I think your team has worked out. Like your wide receivers are stacked. For a 0 RB approach, Pollard, Swift, Dobbins, Bigsby is not a bad start. So, I mean, you got a great tight end too. Tight end's really kind of like got hit hard in the 9th, but really floated back in this draft. Pete drafting only New York running backs.
Yeah, for real. I mean, I kind of vomited when I looked at the wide receiver or the wide receiver group. Yeah.
Well, you got Barkley. It'll work out. This has got to be the weirdest team I've drafted so far.
Same.
Definitely happy I didn't take a RB4 early. And yeah, Nick Chubb is hurting my eyes every time I see that accidental pick. I knew I should have gone Kirk, but it's okay. Ingram over Njoku. Yeah, I think most people. Am I reading that right? I always get confused with my greater and less than signs. But no, Njoku over Ingram. I mean, I like it Njoku a lot. I think he's going to be very solid this year. Really, regardless of the quarterback situation. He's been tight end 11 or better in 3 straight seasons. He only played in 11 games last year. So, yeah, I honestly, I mean, like Bijan fell to 1-7. I think that's the big question of the night. If you weren't on auto pick, would you have gone Bijan at the 1-5? That would have made this draft look very different, especially for me personally.
Yeah.
Because then I would have just had Nico or JJ. I would have not passed on either of those 2 guys, even for C-Mac, right? And then I would have at least have a solid wide receiver 1 instead of this very interesting team I'm drafting tonight. Yeah, we need to know. Would you have gone Bijan over JJ? But yeah, I mean, and I still think JJ is fine here personally. But JJ Ladd, JSN Adams for being on auto pick is, if you were going to go 0 RB, about as good as it'll get there. Maybe prefer Higgins over JSN. Some do. But like Adams has really fallen to this like mid end of the 4th area. And I still think, especially if he's like your wide receiver 3, I think he's a really good value there still. I would have gone Bijan and broke my computer. Yeah, we needed to know. Pokey Varsity, how do you feel about my starters? Yeah, let us know. Yeah, I mean, I still can't be upset about this draft no matter what, because I got Bijan at the 1-7. But you know, this has been a bit of a scary draft as things have progressed here. So. See what happens. Especially the Nick Chubb accidental pick did not help me, but I'm officially in on Nick Chubb this year.
We're in. I like it. I think Nick Chubb's going to be, I mean, he's definitely starting week 1 because they don't want CJ Stroud to die out there.
Yeah. Problem is the offensive line is bad.
Just like a quick little check down to Nick Chubb, touchdown. That's all you need. And there's your 7 points right there.
I'm still worried that like Woody Mark's going to be
eventually
involved
here. Eventually, Woody Marks will be that guy, I'm sure.
We'll see. All right, I'm back on the board in case anybody cares. I'm surprised Prey is not in the chat. He's been awfully quiet tonight. Guess he's locked in. It's usually not the case. I'm just gonna go Rashad Bateman. I need help over here. Oh, Rashad, come on, guys. Take Rashad White from me. All right. 10th pick, we have Bo Nix, Henry, Bucky, Puka, Ladd, Laporta, Sutton. I mean, 10-teamer, so values across the board are going to be a little bit better, but I certainly wouldn't be upset with this team whatsoever, even in a 10-teamer. I don't really have any knock on this squad. I mean, it's maybe lacking a touch of upside somewhere, but the floors are all very safe here. Henry and Bucky could be absolutely lethal for you. And once again, like the value on Puka and Ladd has dropped a bit throughout the course of draft season, but I'd feel very good about those guys as your wide receiver 1 and 2. And I love Sutton in the flex. Absolutely love Sutton as a flex. I think Laporta will be fine this year. And yeah, I'm all in on Bo Nix, so I don't have a single knock on this team. Man, I thought about taking Joe Mixon after the Nick Chubb accidental pick. I have the backfield now, but I'm a little bit worried about, like, I know a few weeks ago, I've been like, Mixon could be a really big steal. Just throw him on pup until week 4, 5, 6, whatever. But I'm a little worried about my guy, Joe Mixon, and some of the comments as of late from this team. So I don't know how I feel exactly right now. Plus, once again, I don't really need running back help on this team, especially with Nick Chubb on the team now. So. All right, into the 12th round we go, boys and girls. Got about 2 more picks for everybody. Yeah, once again, I go quarterback early, and this is a great late round QB draft. I mean, we still are at just Jared Goff as the last quarterback on. Maybe I'll just take an extra quarterback, just to bully you guys, because there's really no other power move I can make. And this was a pretty heavy wide receiver draft too, but I'll survive. Once again, all I have to do is have Devonta Smith stay healthy, figure out my wide receiver 2, and I think I can survive. All right, I've been like aggressively high. I have a lot of Tucker Kraft this year, so he better be good. Wow, Prey goes Kareem Hunt. Interesting. I don't think you needed to draft him, Prey, if you wanted him that bad, but it's okay. All right, I'm excited to go over these teams as well. See how things shaked out here. I do like the Marvin Mims pick for you.
Yeah, I think that helps a little bit. My receiver room's kind of not deep.
I am a little worried about the groin injury, though. But hopefully it's a nothing burger. Because he's another player I've been very high on this offseason. All right, Rico Dowdle's gone. Getting into the dart throw picks.
I got a great dart throw right here.
Let's see it. Nice.
Tesla. They keep telling me he's good. They keep telling me he's how great he is. I like Luther Burden there too. I was going with one of the 2 NFC North guys.
Honestly, you've had a good draft.
I thought about being funny and taking Ray Davis there. Just another New York State running back.
There you go.
Round out the room.
Yeah, I like it. And then Tesla is a player who's, he is rostered right now, so he's getting scooped up off waivers. Let's see, he's moved up to just 27% rostered, but it's also, we're kind of in that point in the season where it's like people aren't quite yet making big moves on the waivers and feeling confident in dropping players because we haven't even had one game played, but he is a player who could definitely move up in roster percentage. I've seen him picked up in a few leagues. Man, I might really take a second quarterback with this last pick. Once again, that wide receiver, like, really there's really nobody that I feel like I need to draft. And that's the position I need.
Yeah, this was a very different draft. Maybe it's because we're so late now. It
Yeah.
feels like this was a very aggressive board. There was no. It felt like there were no value picks here. It was
Yeah.
everybody went and got the guy that we think is
Yeah.
going to be the guy.
I mean, Pearsall, Matthew Golden, both gone in the 6th. Igbuka in the 5th, which has become pretty normal, you know. Henderson in the 3rd before Hampton. I mean, yeah.
Quarterbacks fell. Mahomes, Mayfield in the 9th.
Yeah. Pollard in the 5th. Yeah, I mean, that's the problem. Like, you know, we're, you know, 5 days away or whatever from kickoff. Like, there's no more sneaky values. Like, everyone's done.
Ollie Gordon, maybe the big sneaky value if
Yeah.
A-Chain goes down because Jalen Wright had the injury. But still, the 10th round for Ollie Gordon, that's crazy. That's great. If I told you a week ago Ollie Gordon in the 10th round, you would have been like, what?
Yeah, I like him there too. I guess Xavier Legette in the 12th is a pretty good pick. That's maybe a player I should have looked at with my awful wide receiver room, but you know, I'll find out, I guess. He could be coming into true wide receiver 2 volume for a few weeks at least. I always feel like with Xavier Legette, he has not passed the eye test for me, but he's gonna get opportunity now.
They think like he's just bad. People say it's just like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's easy to root for him though. He's a likable player.
He is. He makes a mean squirrel, apparently.
Yeah. All right, I got a great pick coming up at the 13-7.
All right. This will win.
Hopefully.
This will determine your finish in the league right here.
Yeah. Jay Fitness, I'll go through every team at the end, I promise. So you might have to wait a minute. I go in order. You know what? Let me know in the chat if you guys want to review. I'll do you guys by chat first. We'll start with Jay Fitness. That way we can cut back some time if you guys don't want a team review. So Jay Fitness will be first for reviews. Let me know if you guys want your review or not. All right, wrapping up here, boys and girls. Still a lot of good value on the board, honestly. Crazy. Ray Davis is officially gone, boys and girls.
I know.
Draft is over. Cancel the draft. All right, and once again, if you guys have any fantasy questions, let me know in the chat. We're about to do some team reviews, but I can get to them after as well. And if you guys have not already checked out the start sit videos, wide receivers and running backs are both live. You guys can drop comments on any of those. I will be answering comments on every single video, as I try my best to do throughout the course of the season. Must start defenses out as well. And start sit quarterback tight end will drop tomorrow. So remember, throughout the course of the season, the best place to get your fantasy questions answered on a weekly basis is going to be the YouTube comment section and when I am live on stream as well. All right. Mackin, I think, has left us. And taking the auto pick here all the way down to the wire. So we'll see what happens. I guess you're going to get Kyle Pitts.
Yeah. That puts a nice bow on this chat.
Honestly, like, it's a decent pick for his team. Although he kind of needs another wide receiver. Yeah, he does get Kyle Pitts. He's the highest rated player. All right, watch this pick right here. Jalen Coker, baby. Going to the IR.
Stash and grab right there.
I'm going to stash Jalen Coker. You guys can't stop me. I haven't done a single draft where I've taken an IR player and then picked somebody up. So this is my draft to do that. So Cokeheads, we are not dead in the water, but we might be close. All right. And speaking of that method, waivers will be open until midnight and then they will lock and you guys will have to use your fab or put in $0 bids. So keep that in mind once the draft ends. And there we go. Caleb Williams rounding out the draft. Let's do some team reviews, starting with J Fitness at the 111. All right, let me know if you guys want a team review. All right, so JD5 in the fourth goes the late round tight end, gets Njoku as well as Dalton Kincaid. So can't really go wrong here. I wouldn't be upset whatsoever with quarterback or tight end. And honestly, I feel like Kincaid is still really good value there in the 13th. Henry, Connor, Charbs, Ford. I mean, I think a lot is going to be on Henry and Connor here. I do still think Charbonnet is a great value there. Neighbors, Evans, Pearsall, Shakir, Kirk, Thornton. You got really good late round wide receiver value. Players I was looking at with my atrocious wide receiver room, like Shakir and Kirk and even Thornton to a degree. So I don't want to say you sniped me tonight, but you were relatively close. So let's see here. Starting JD5, Njoku, Henry, Connor, Neighbors, Evans, Pearsall, and probably flexing Shakir. I think he's going to end up playing week one, but if not, I guess Christian Kirk. I feel like Charbonnet is standalone value too, worrisome for week one. But you have flex options is the good news. And yeah, a good roster head to toe. I'd feel pretty good. All right, your boy at the 112. Caleb Williams and Colston Loveland riding in on the Bears offense at quarterback and tight end. Could be risky, could pay off. Genty, Kamara, Warren, Eckler, Spears, Mixon. So you picked up Trevor Lawrence as well. I mean, really, you're going to be able to pick up two players, two IR spots, right? Because Mixon and Spears can head to IR. He's been placed on IR.
Yeah, he's out.
Maybe we'll pick up another player here. But yeah, a lot of late round running backs. Let's see the wide receivers: B. Tom, Hill, J-Mo, DJ Moore, Jennings is certainly not bad. So you're going to have Caleb Williams or T-Law, Loveland, Genty, Kamara, B. Tom, Hill, J-Mo, DJ Moore is a pretty dang good starting lineup. So I would feel pretty good about this team if I were you. Good back end depth, good IR depth until one of your players gets hurt, I guess. But yeah, good squad. All right, Chicken Nugget at the 1-3. Purdy. I still feel like Purdy in the 13th round is a great value. I'm a little worried with the lack of receivers for Purdy early on, but I still think he'll be okay. Bowers, you're good there. Say no more. Gibbs, Hampton. I mean, honestly, Hampton at the 3-3 was a great value, being that Hall and Henderson went first. JCM, Ollie Gordon. I mean, yeah, this could be a really sneaky upside running back room. T-Mac Worthy, Waddle, Olave, Josh Downs, Ayuk, Luther Burden. Not the worst. So you're starting Purdy, Bowers, Gibbs, Hampton, T-Mac Worthy. The flex is kind of open here, but probably Waddle and Olave early on. JCM, though, I mean, Bill could come in here at any moment. And Ollie Gordon. Yeah, you got two potential high upside picks right there. All right, is that it for team reviews? Let me know if you guys
do mind. I'm about to bounce here. I'm about to go live on my channel here. I got too fancy. Right. Cook me real quick.
Baker, Trey McBride, good. Great values on both, honestly, especially Baker. Barkley, Hero RB, Caleb Johnson. I do think Tracy in the 7th was great. Allen in the 10th is good. Brown, Sutton, Metcalf, Reed, Mims, Tesla, LKO Manor. So starting Baker, McBride, Barkley. I'm going to say Tracy, but could be Caleb Johnson. AJ Brown, Sutton, Metcalf. He's got to figure out that last flex, and you're good. But honestly, I think for like
All
the
right.
first 9 rounds, pretty good value for you. So
Yeah, I was pretty happy with Baker. I kind of wanted Mahomes because I just don't have a Mahomes share in the
yeah,
ninth round, but like I'm totally fine with Baker in the ninth.
yeah, good call. All right, everyone, say thanks to Pete. He's bouncing
Bye,
over
guys.
to his channel. You
Appreciate.
guys know where to find him at after the review if you want to see him do his next
Yeah,
fantasy
if you
draft.
want to watch more fantasy drafts and talk college ball from tonight, LSU Clemson still going on in a barn burner right now. So appreciate everybody. Kickers video out on Tuesday. Week 1 is here. I'm hyped. You should be hyped. Let's go get it, boys and girls.
Thanks, Pete. Everyone say bye, Pete. All right. Let's see. So J-Dubs needs a team review. I'll get to these next questions in the chat in just a second. All right, Lamar stacked with Andrews, a little Fergie in there too. I was kind of hoping Ferguson or Kincaid or Pitts wouldn't get drafted after I stashed Coker there, but that's okay. I went with a second quarterback instead off the waivers very quickly here. Let's see. So you're good at quarterback and tight end. So kind of a zero RB approach, I guess. Harvey, Monty, Mason, Najee, Algier. About as good as you're going to get for not going running back till the 5th. Puka, Lundo, McLaurin, Pittman, Keon Coleman. So you're looking pretty good there, obviously, through the first 4 rounds. Kind of the opposite of what I did. I went 3 running backs to start QB early. You went 3 wide receivers to start QB early. So I do think that you will be fine here. I mean, Lamar, Andrews, Monty, and Harvey or Jordan Mason to start. I think you'll start Harvey and Monty initially. Puka, London, McLaurin, very nice. And I think Pittman is very flexible, if not Jordan Mason. So, yeah, solid squad, good bench. You'll be fine, man. All right, RDN wants a review as well. Let's see. So you were on auto pick for the first 4 picks. Prescott at QB, Ingram at tight end. I mean, yeah, you're good there. Pollard, Swift, Dobbins, Bigsby, Ray Davis. You end up with a 0 RB team, and it's really not that bad. JJ, Ladd, JSN, Adams, Diggs, said Tillman. I still think it's pretty solid by a 0 RB strategy, right? Prescott, Ingram, Pollard, Swift. Like I love both these guys here. I really almost went Swift in the 6th. JJ, Ladd, Jason, Adams, their starting lineup. Like it's not a bad starting lineup, and you have a good bench. Dobbins and Bigsby, 2 of my favorite late round running backs. Tillman and Diggs, good. I mean, I think you're good here. For accidentally going aggressive wide receiver, I think this is about as good as it could have possibly gotten. So yeah, I like it, man. Who do you like better, Goddard or Johnny Smith? I'll say Johnny Smith personally. I don't really know what the role for Goddard is anymore from a fantasy standpoint. At least Johnny Smith has, in essence, a chance for a true role on a consistent basis. What's up, Vince? I got nothing on my 0 wide receiver strat. Yeah. Well, maybe I kind of implemented it tonight. So start 3 running backs after somehow magically getting Bijan at the 1-7. Then I kind of pass on Jacobs, I guess, for Chase Brown here. Take the potential upside. Went Cook in the 3rd, which I usually would not go 3 RBs here. And I usually would not go hero or early quarterback, excuse me. But I decided to do it. And then my wide receiver room is kind of a mess, and I accidentally picked Nick Chubb when I did not mean to. But Nick Chubb's my RB4. I think all things considered, it's okay. I mean, I'm going to start Hurts, Tucker Kraft, so I do need Tucker Kraft to perform. Bijan, Chase Brown, Devonta Smith, Matthew Golden, flex James Cook. And then, yeah, I guess I'm going to flex like Keenan Allen. I'm going to need Jordan Addison when he's back. But I mean, Keenan Allen, Shaheed Bateman are all flexible. Jalen Coker's on IR. And then I probably should have picked up like Wandell Robinson or Demario Douglas are out there, or maybe a different, like a Hunter Henry or Zach Ertz at tight end. But I picked up Justin Fields because I do think Fields is going to have a tough week 1 against Pittsburgh. And quite frankly, I'm not going to need to start Justin Fields having Jalen Hurts. But I do think that Fields, you look at the schedule: Buffalo, Tampa Bay, Miami, Dallas, pretty good stretch. Denver, tough in week 6, but then Carolina and Cincinnati before the bye. And Fields has the same bye week as Hurts, so this really didn't help my team. Kind of the theme of tonight. But I do think that early in the season, Fields going to have some pretty good games. I just don't like him week 1. So, but yeah, I think this team will survive. Yeah, definitely better in best ball teams. I draft so much at the 11 this year to do something different. Yeah, and I was trying to switch it up a little bit tonight too. It's the end of the draft season. I'm being over 15 leagues, whatever. Might as well have some fun, especially getting Bijan at the 1-7. See what happens. So yeah, great draft tonight. It was a fun draft. It was a tough draft for sure, and ADP is completely changed to say the least. And people are just not afraid to go out and get their guys, which I think is good and exactly what you would expect as we were just a few days removed from NFL kickoff for the 2025 season. So, like I've said throughout the draft, wide receiver start sits every matchup, every team, every player, as well as running back start sits for the same are out for you guys. Must start defenses are out. We have a stash these players video out. We have a 5 players to trade for video out. And tomorrow, quarterback, tight end, every player, every matchup will drop for you guys. Monday, I'll have a more in-depth waiver wire video out, just going over just about everybody that you could pick up potentially off the waivers in week 1. Pete's kickers will drop on Tuesday. Wednesday, we'll have a players that are going nuclear video going out, and then probably a video going out Thursday, Friday for you guys as well. So make sure you guys are checking out all the videos, dropping likes, dropping comments. It really does help out. And I will be trying to go live once or twice throughout the week this week, probably just once before Thursday is all I'm going to be able to manage. And then I will be live Saturday for a long fantasy Q&A stream. So whatever you guys need post Thursday and Friday night football, I will have out, or I will have plenty of time to answer your fantasy questions, excuse me. Then Sunday morning, we'll have a video dropping as well before we roll into week 2's content. So we are here. We are live officially for the season. And that is our final draft of the year. Outside of, I'm going to try and stream one more underdog draft for you guys. But those are also filling very quickly. But I'm going to try and do one more underdog draft for you guys on air and answer some fantasy questions. So I might, quite frankly, I might stream tomorrow. It just kind of depends. There's a lot on the plate right now. But if not, I'm thinking it'll be like Wednesday night. So just stay posted, guys. And like I said, we're going to have everything that you guys could possibly need here on the channel to dominate the season and dominate week 1. So make sure you guys are checking out the videos, and congrats to everybody in League 4. Great draft tonight. If you guys need anything, the best place to reach me is going to be the YouTube comment section and when I am going live. So make sure you guys are staying posted, that you guys are staying posted on the Discord as well, so you guys know when I'm going live. And make sure you guys have joined the Discord if you haven't already. So yeah, that's the plan. My last underdog stream would be a Best Ball Mania. I'm just hoping it doesn't close before like Wednesday night, because I'm thinking of the schedule. Wednesday night, maybe Monday night. It's gonna be the best time if I don't find a way to hop on tomorrow night. So just stay posted. But the plan would be for a Best Ball Mania for sure to kind of wrap up the end of Best Ball underdog season as well. So make sure you guys stay posted. We got a lot of content coming, and thank you guys so much for all of the support as we move into the season. And let's look at Mac's team very quickly here. Bo Nix, Ty Warren, the Auto, Kyle Pitts, which is honestly a fine pick for you. Jacobs, Chuba, Pacheco, Javonte, Trey Benson, Dowdle, Nico Higgins, Rice, Myers. I mean, I think it's a pretty good team, Mark, but I would have passed on at least one of these back end running backs, if not 2 of them. Like, I think ending at Javonte would have been fine. Then I would have gone for like Bateman or Thielen, Donta Thornton, then like Luther Burden or Leggett, Tesla, whoever you like there, because Rice is going to miss time. And then Myers is kind of just a question mark right now. So you're going to start Nix, Warren, Jacobs, Chuba, Nico, Higgins. Like that's solid. Probably flex Pacheco. I still think you can flex Myers whether he gets traded or not. So like you're okay, but you're kind of lacking some wide receiver depth potentially with the Rashee Rice suspension. So I just don't know if some of this back end RB depth was as essential as maybe more back end wide receiver depth. But other than that, team looks good. Starting lineup should be fine. League mate dropped Addison. How much fab should I drop on him in a 10 team? It just depends. Like, can you afford to not have or not have him in your lineup the first 3 games? And can you put him on IR? If you can't, then he's going to take up a roster spot on the bench. In a 10 teamer, though, I mean, I still go pretty aggressive. I mean, I'd be willing to drop at least half your fab. I try to be relatively conservative with fab, but I am also high on Addison. So it's close here. I would drop at least half. I mean, I would assume other people would be, but also like if you really need the wide receiver depth, like maybe drop a little bit more. If you don't, then I just go relatively. I'm more of like it's just week 1 right now. I mean, I think Addison is going to be worth it, but down the stretch, fab can become very important as well. So. All right, guys. Already did the outro speech, so hit the like. Check out all the videos this week. Love you guys, man. Thank you guys so much for the support. As we move into week 1, it's going to be a great season. Let's go. Congrats again to League 4. I'll talk to you guys soon. With that, I'll say thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. And remember, is on here on the